Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Liquid Wisdom Podcast, where we take the fear out of everyday life, one episode at a time. So if you're not scared, let's jump into the deep end right now, and please, don't pee in the pool. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It is I. If you're hearing this voice, you know what it is. It's Professor Liquid. And I thank you all so much for tuning in on what could potentially be the final broadcast of this year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do another episode just yet, but I think this might be the last one. And who better than to potentially be the final guest of this year by bringing in a special woman. She is one of the hardest working women I know in this community. Was super excited to work with her, have her come in and talk about charity, because that's what we're talking about around this time of year anyway. Of course, whatever your religious preferences are, whatever you believe in, of course, charity is a universal thing that I'm sure everybody can understand. And I'm so excited to hear her perspective on it. She is a glitch partner. She's a streamer. She is a media mogul queen, we'll talk more about that in detail when she comes on. But introducing Alliebug. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey man, how's it going?
You hear that already? And just cool context. Allie is a fellow podcaster as well, so she's not new to this or anything. Like she works really hard, so I'm gonna make sure before she leaves that she plugs her podcast as well before she goes. And I also post it in the description box when you all listen to it. So I trust and believe. I'll make sure she drops those gems and leaves us some breadcrumbs.
I love that.
Yeah, leave those breadcrumbs, man. So Allie, how are you doing? How are you doing? Doing all right today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Just enjoying, trying to find not a reason, but just trying to enjoy the holiday season as much as possible. Right. Of course, everyone's having to celebrate differently this year,
right,
for good reason.
Adjustments.
Oh, hella adjustments.
Understand.
but it's really, it's like I said, it's really good to have you here. I appreciate you slicing some time aside to come down and sit down and talk to me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm a hard fly to catch.
Oh, yes. So, of course.
Hard to believe my emoji is a freaking caterpillar because I'm everywhere.
Man, but see, butterflies though, I'm sorry, caterpillars, right? Of course, some turn to butterflies. They flutter around, they fly around and stuff. But the speed as you go at something, you like a freaking harpy eagle. I mean, you're like everywhere, man. Like, for y'all to know, like I said, Alex is one of the most hardest working, not just women, but one of the hardest working people that I've come to know. So, like I said, Allie, she streams. She has a YouTube channel, a blog. And what else do you have, Allie? Because I know it's not just because one of the most cool things about you is you diversify. You make it seem really easy, but you diversify so well. So what else do you have under your media umbrella?
It's so awkward to do these sometimes still, because it's like, oh, you got to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
But I try to use my base platform and, like you said, diversify it into other things. So yes, I have a magazine and then a newsletter based off of whoever signs up on my blog. Hey, as if that's not enough for you, I want more. And they sign up, to get a newsletter, because I use MailChimp, and it sends out a monthly newsletter of everything. Just I take the time one day, which takes literally the entire day, and I put everything, the podcast, the blog, Twitch, YouTube, everything, Discord, giveaways, whatever's going on, it's in there. And Lord have mercy, it takes forever.
I bet.
But it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I'm weird. Some people like to take computers apart and spend hours doing that. Some people like to get lost in comic books or cars or action figures or painting. Yeah. I don't know. But for me, it's creating things, writing, designing, getting into it. That's me.
She does it all. If you ever
Also, I save money. What the heck? Like,
keep it all in house, right?
Right? Yeah.
No,
So we're not that big yet.
I understand. I mean, well, when you, because I mean, not that big yet, because I know when you do reach the level of goals and achievement you set up for yourself, I know whomever you bring on to be a part of your team, since you've gotten so much experience. Matter of fact, how long have you been doing all this? How long have you been like podcasting and streaming?
Streaming is the newest venture, which is why I'm so shocked that it did well compared to everything else. Honestly, and I'm gonna be real with you, because like I even said it on a previous podcast that I was on. I've been a blogger for like 4.5 years now.
Wow.
A podcaster for 3 years, and a streamer for, I'm gonna be coming up on it's my 7th month now. January would be my 8th month. Wow. And to me, that's insane. 8 months of doing this, and my success is like crazy compared to everything else.
So you're in year 1 of streaming, and you're already seeing this much of a return. Now that's great. That is great.
I'm shocked. I didn't. I literally joked about becoming partner like forever ago. So it's so funny to me, because I'm like, people say like, oh my God, it's given. No, it's not. It really isn't. You gotta sit there and do things to get there.
I mean, yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, I know with your mindset, of course, you work hard for everything that you have. Like, nothing, I'm sure, came easy. And some things you understood better than others. But of course, you put your skin in the game, and it's really good to see all this sort of the rewards you're getting now, and the dividends is paying off.
Yes.
If people understand the dividends, that's the key.
Yes.
Let it trickle on to other things that interest you and stuff. So, one of the coolest things for y'all. One of the coolest things about Allie is that when you go to her streams, or you read her blogs, or you listen to her podcasts, which parallels a lot of stuff that we talk about here. She's always giving knowledge, and which is one of the most rarest commodities in this world to go by. On everything from setting up, for interviews, talking about your emotions. Like, she had this really incredible episode on symptoms of anger, and went into great detail about it. She was very, very willing to talk about herself, which not many people are willing to do nowadays. It seems like people aren't willing to, pull back their veil a little bit and say, "Hey, I'm a human being too. I make mistakes, or this and the other, and I'm willing to talk about it." But I
just have some demons I gotta work on. That's all
I got
that
it.
is.
No one's perfect, but but the coolest thing is, like, you're not, you don't. I won't say hi, but like I said, you approach, you let people, when they listen to you, you let them see a human being who, of course, isn't without flaws, but despite said flaws, whatever they may be, you are willing to talk about, hey, this is what I'm doing to get better. Maybe this can help you too. So it's the charity of it all. Matter of fact, since we're talking about charity around this time of year, how do you feel? What it like? So of course, charity means giving and stuff, right? So is that something you try to do throughout the year, or is it something you tend to do more on the holidays, or what?
I think a lot of us do more around the holidays, because it's just that special feeling that is there. So that'll never change. But I recently started, because I'm not really like affiliated or anything with them, but I've become really close with a person who works for Anti-Bullying Pro.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're verified on Twitter. Like, they're a big deal, especially in the UK. But I genuinely vibe with that. Any program that is going to stop bullying is a big deal for me, because I dealt with that in the past,
Wow.
And I think a lot of us can relate. If anybody says I've never been bullied, that's a damn lie, because even family members do it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Like, let's be real for a minute.
Gems already. We're not even 10 minutes into the conversation. Oh, well, let's buckle up.
Well, you gotta drop some realness where it's needed, and that's the real, honest to God truth.
No, you're right.
I feel like,
no, very true. Very true.
I love the fact that they're trying to educate young children, adults, teens, no matter the age. Like, I love that. They're not just focusing on kids. It's everywhere. It's in workplaces. It's everywhere, and I'm all for that, but giving back is something that I've always been about. I've always said, and people actually can probably like quote me on this. I say it all the time. If I got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh wow.
I like to. I don't always have it, but when I do, I share it with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and I feel like
that's great. That's really great. Wow.
I feel like a lot of us need to be like that, you know. We all share this earth. We gotta.
I agree, 100%. No, we especially in this kind of year. I mean, we could definitely
COVID taught me that really.
Yeah, I mean, it brought on some incredibly harsh and very tough lessons for a lot of people. A lot of people had to. I mean, some people can be adjusting for the rest of their lives. I mean, we don't know the extent of what this is going to do to all these families across the world. From different walks of life. So charity, I think giving and being selfless is should be something that all of us could find a lot of ease in practicing. But some will get there. Some, of course, like yourself, already ahead of the pack. In giving, that sort of thing, whether it's through your knowledge or your charitable works with very reputable organizations. Or whether it's finance or just your presence. Charity can mean different things. So when it comes to, I guess, this time of year and with all the altruistic endeavors that you're doing, is this something that was like taught to you at a young age, or was it someone that inspired you to be as generous as you are now, or is it just something that comes from within you, given the sort of experiences you've had, like you mentioned, bullying and all the other hardships you faced in life?
I say this often as well. I think people that experience trauma and hard lives tend to appreciate and understand. Well, and it goes one of two ways, because you either be that way or you either go the negative route, but hopefully
hopefully not, right? Yeah.
And I mean, I like to use my cousin as an example of that, because while we're on the subject, he's like 16, and I inspired him to start his own podcast. It's so cute.
Whoa, nice.
He's wanting to do that, and I love that because he came from a pretty rough childhood too, and it's just nice to see that, because I always wondered, like, watching what he went through, I'm like, is he gonna do this? To this day, straight edge. He's never done anything. He's just like living his life, like doing things. I've been one of his biggest inspirations. I always used to ask him, like, why? Because he's seen me mess up. He's been there for firsthand for like the bad times. So it's like crazy that I'm still an inspiration to him. So I'm like, why? Even with my mess ups.
I think you answered the answer to that question was in your answer. I mean, because a lot of people when they find things that inspire them, usually they go for larger than life people or characters or ideals, which aren't always inherently bad. I mean, because sometimes people can use that as a way to juxtapose, like, okay, I want to take up this cause, I want to help people or to pursue this career. But I think I can't speak for your cousin, but just from from listening, I believe that it's because he's seen your mess ups as well as your triumphs, and he saw the entire journey up until this point, and the mistakes and that sort of thing. And despite whatever has taken place in your life, despite the things that you've endured and dealt with, like, you're still here today, and you're still producing, you're still giving, and you're still working incredibly hard around the clock to set your achievements far above your goals. And I think that's hella inspirational, so it would be for me.
It's not easy.
No, and see, that's what I'm saying. I know it's not easy, but the fact that you're working hard despite the difficulty and all the challenges you face, that's hella cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. And the fact that you inspired, your cousin to start their own podcast, that's even incredible. Like, we need more creators. We podcasting is a very, interesting.
It's scarce almost.
Yeah.
Well, good ones, I'll be honest.
There we go. Yeah, good ones.
There's a few that I like. I listen for a little bit, and then I'm like, okay. But like, if I'm listening for 2 hours, then I'm sorry.
Right.
If I'm listening for 2 hours, like, you've got me, And like, for example, Ross Rickson, he's a good friend of mine. I love listening to this because he's like you, he has a theme, he'll do whatever, and then like it's like a conversation. You genuinely feel like you're there.
Just talking, yeah, that's it. Because I don't, I don't mind doing like the formal classical. So let's talk about this, that, and the other. But my thing is, I think you get so much.
Like, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, would you have for breakfast? You drink tea or coffee for breakfast? It's just talking. Like, that's really all it is. Like, I think you get so much more out of great organic conversations than you would just going off of a sheet and that sort of thing. So I'm happy because, like I said, you see me right at home, and that's good for me. I don't want anyone to come in and like, oh, I feel a little nervous, and I feel a little wound up and stuff. So you seem to be right hitting your stride, so that's always good. It's always good. One of the things you mentioned earlier about charity and organizations and stuff like that. One of the organizations, I think, because some, I'm not going to say all, some companies that I think their message, they really do care about the community. Salvation Army, when you see those people out there every year in the cold weather in front of your local supermarkets or downtown ringing the bell and giving change, they help a lot of people. And also it's not just companies as well. It's just individuals who go out and try to give blankets or food or medicine for less fortunate
There's
families.
been a lot of that here recently in Florida too, in Tampa.
Really?
There's a church, I forget what's the name particularly, but I remember when I was still working as a server, I had no choice but to watch the news because that's the only thing they played at the bar. Is really annoying.
Right.
And I don't really watch the news on purpose, so it's like I'm being forced to watch the news. That's how I felt,
I got you.
But I was honestly, my heart was touched seeing this because it was this church of less than 60 people. Like, it's a really small community.
Oh,
but
wow.
They all came together, and put together these like quote unquote care packages during like when COVID was real bad. Like, you had to wear your mask, you had to sign up for it online or whatever, come pick it up. It's a drive-through thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like food, toilet tissue, like Germex, masks, like everything, like just a bunch of stuff. Toys for the kids, books, blankets. It was crazy. Like,
wow.
I don't live in Tampa, but I seen this and I was like, wow.
That's really cool. Wow, that's great. I think I have a little bit of mixed feelings on like broadcasting charity. Like, if I do something nice for someone, I'm not going to. So correct. So feel free to jump in anytime. Have you ever seen those videos when you see this person, man or woman, say, "Hey," instead of looking down on someone, with the camera out and the phone out, and then they walk up to the homeless person and then hand them food.
Yeah, that whole trend on Facebook.
Yeah, I was like,
I feel like Facebook is where I saw it the most. That's why I don't have Facebook anymore.
Yeah, so I was like, as someone who's been out there, at a young age for a long time, I was homeless for 6 months at one point. So around this time of year, so every year, around this time, I try to, give as much as I can because I've been where a lot of these people are. And I'm very fortunate, and very, very blessed to be in this kind of position. And so if I was to go out and do something like that, I'm not gonna broadcast. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on people who do that, but sometimes it can the message can get lost in the way that you broadcast it out there. So I mean, how do you? I mean, and then of course, on the other side of it, you have like the church that you just mentioned. They got a news story. I don't think the church intended to be covered by the news.
I think someone screenshotted because they did it for like a weekend. Then they would do it. They had so much success the first weekend they did it again. I think someone recorded it and tagged them. And
that's fine.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And of course, providing some form of spotlight on stories like that, where you see a community of people, a small community of people, giving so much of themselves, to the community around them to help enrich the lives of others. I think that's fine. I don't mind if you're bringing awareness to a situation, but when you are the one broadcasting it yourself, like, hey,
I was not a fan of that whole trend. I'll be honest with you. It was very stale after a while. I was like, after the 5th video, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, these are the same people that are jerks at their jobs. Like, please, why are you posting this?
no, you
the most like selfish people posting the most selfless stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope we as a society can get out of doing stuff like that. You know, the
Like
virtue
actually
signaling
get
stuff.
out there and do something.
Yeah,
and
go
just
out and do
post.
something. Exactly. So matter of fact, since you're the Alliebug, the plug for a lot of these really cool tidbits and things. So what in your opinion, what are some of the things that people you feel like can do, especially around this time of year, especially under these circumstances, could do to, you know, be a little more charitable? What are some of the ideas you think people could pull from in order to be a little more charitable around this time of year?
I think that actually taking the time to look into your community, because you don't have to look very far, I'll be honest.
That's true.
There's plenty of soup kitchens during the holidays that, you
Mhm.
know, they have to feed all the homeless. You can work there, volunteer, even one day, like out of the week, you know, Boys and Girls Club, that little kids that don't have that love at home.
Yeah.
Always. My son, when he gets bored, I can tell. Because and I say that funny, but like, you know, growing up, I wish I had half the stuff he has. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he's spinning around the living room because you just keep bored with all the stuff in your room, you know. And even with all the time I spend with him doing activities, reading, etc. So this is like I laugh because I'm like, coming from having nothing and seeing this, I'm like, there's plenty of kids out there that would love that extra time and attention. I used to volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club period when I was in high school.
Oh,
when
wow.
we had the like on the job training thing so you can leave like school early. And I would go do that for like an hour and then I go work. And it's crazy because there was one little girl that she had never baked cookies in her entire life. So, of course, you know, I got permission. You know, I was like, she came over one day out of this week and I'll bring her back home. You know, I talked to her mom and everything. Now her mom, you know, I won't say names, but you could tell she was on the stuff. And but she let me take her, which I was like, okay, let me take her. But you know, I took her to my house, you know, and I baked cookies with her. And that little girl was so happy. I was like 16 years old, so I was like a bigger sister to her. You know, she loved it.
Wow!
And it's crazy because I ran into her at the grocery store, like I think a couple of months ago, and she recognized me. I did not recognize her. You know, it's been years. We're talking, I mean, I'm not that old. I'm 25, but I was 16. So,
right.
Like, she pulls me, and this is during, like, COVID. So I'm all like, oh, excuse me. Like, don't touch me. Like, you know, I'm nice and all, but I ain't that nice. Don't be touching me in public if I don't know.
Right.
But it clicked, you know. I looked at her face, and I was like, oh, my God, I remember you. And she was so happy to see me, man. And I almost cried in the middle of the store. Because, like you said, charity don't gotta be something. You don't gotta, it's not always about money or materialistic things.
Right.
Your time, your attention, your kindness, you taking 5 minutes, even if it's like somebody you meet on Twitch or Twitter, right? You know how some people have like a couple of views and stuff?
Yeah.
And you go and raid. I love raiding new people because it reminds me of my very first day of streaming when I got raided with like 35 people. And I cried. I cried about that, you know? And like, it's so fun to relive that moment because again, it doesn't gotta be money. It doesn't gotta be this or that. Little actions. You know, remember being taught that your actions speak louder than words?
That's true. They do. They last a lifetime. No, I gotta say, Allie, I feel like you have like one of the most purest ideas of what charity is. You know, because you have such an in-depth understanding, whether it's from your own personal experiences or just your worldview, to know that, you know, like you said, giving time could be much more beneficial for both you and the person, the recipient, than money ever could, because like you didn't recognize that girl. Well, then now not so little on the girl no more, but when she saw you again, you didn't recognize her initially, you know, but she remembered you, and you know the impact that you had in her life at the time in which she needed a presence of resonance and compassion the most. It went a long way, and I think that's honestly, for me, I think that's the essence of real charity, because
Yeah.
you don't do it expecting anything in return, but
No.
the idea that you've just keep refining as you go through life is so incredible. All the lives that you touch, and you really are one of the man, it's incredible. It really is, because I wish I'm serious, because I'm thinking back to my times in my life where individuals like what you did for that little girl have done for me. It was their time. It was the effort, the sincerity and the consistency of it all, that really impacted me in such a way.
I didn't have that. I think that's where that just comes from, man.
Wow.
Black, you grow up a certain way. I'm not saying that people don't go through stuff and then because there's some people that never went through stuff that are still nice, but I've always said this: if you don't experience any bad, you will never truly know what good is.
That's true.
You won't know what it is to not have if you've had it.
That's true.
So you learn to give and appreciate. I mean, and it's funny because people in my community always ask me, why are you doing so much giveaways now? You should be taking care of yourself. And I'm like, excuse me, don't because I tell them, I'm like, y'all help me get here. Don't worry about me. I took care of myself. Like I said, if I got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And I did this past weekend. I picked random people and I dropped, some subs and biddies, and I messaged those people and I hooked them up, and it's like, why not? People randomly did the same to me.
Wow.
I won't speak names or amounts, but people did some blessings for me this past year that I had to go back and do that.
Paying it forward.
And pay it forward.
Paying it forward.
It forward, yeah.
That's how you really make change.
Oh, believe me, one day when I get there and I got it like that.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah, when somebody, because somebody, gifted me my whole entire setup. I did not buy anything of this. I was gifted this, and I will do that for somebody one day. Honestly, I would love to see the look on someone's face of me just blessing them the way that I was.
Wow.
I remember the video. I'm going to find it. I got to find it, repin it back to because it was just a video of me. I'm so short. I'm like 5'1". And I ran across the house and I jumped on the box that was, I think, my desk or the chair. I don't remember, but I jumped on this box and fell over. But it was silly, and I shared it. Everybody was excited, because they felt that,
No, that's great. No, that's great. No, wow. The crazy, the beautiful part about that story is the fact that you were gifted your whole setup, but yet you've now turned that gift into essentially your career.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that story of transformation, and how now you're taking anything that you get, and you're doing your best to pay it for it and give it to others. It's always such an outward sort of resonance rather than taking it inward. And I think that's the idea. Like I said, I really feel like that's the idea of real charity. And especially like I said, around this time of year, man, when people are really need time and comfort and companionship, compassion the most from someone who just will think to give a damn for just a little bit outside of themselves. It really means a big deal. But let me ask you this though. So around this time of year, the word does come up a lot more than throughout the year. Why is it that we tend to, around the holidays, tend to talk about charity the most, in your opinion?
I think it's just that feeling. There is no explaining it because it's been around for forever, and I think we've even talked about this in our personal conversations. The feeling, like the ancients, for example, because I looked up charity and like on the meeting notes, I know you saw that because I got into that a little bit. The origin of giving has been around. It's not anything new, and this time of year, it's a different time. It's everybody globally, because they know, this is something like even you're taught as a kid, like everybody just gives. But we've already covered why it doesn't need to just be materialistic. But
exactly, yeah.
This feeling takes over even the most messed up of people.
That's true.
And makes them want to do better. I've seen the most miracles happen around this time of year.
Miracles, I love it.
Yeah, like for real. I've seen, matter of fact, I almost forgot to tell you, that girl that I mentioned,
Yeah.
Her mother is clean.
Oh,
She is now clean.
that is incredible. That's really beautiful. Wow.
But it's like stuff like that, it happens around this time of year. People just genuinely feel better and want to do good.
So do you think it's like the holidays that does it, like the magical, the nature of the holidays? What is it that, do you think that brings out, like you said, the miracles, the miracle nature of transformation, people where they want to give more? Why do we value the holidays so much more than anything
I think
else?
it's the very last thing we have to hold on to be honest with you.
Woo!
Because if
say
you
it
go
again,
back,
say it again, say it again.
it's the very last thing us as humans have to hold on to as far as a belief. Because if you go back and look at everything that we've been through, especially now, from the past up until now, we have monetized just about every daggone holiday, and everything has just been everything's been a commodity and all that, and then just you take all the politics and all that, we just separated each other, and it's like the holidays, like I'm going back to what I'm saying, that feeling brings us together. And all this drama that happened with COVID, I was actually interested to see how the holidays were going to be. Right. Thanksgiving was kind of stale for me, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, dang, kind of fell short of the mark a little bit, or it's just wasn't the same?
We ain't gonna go there. But
I got you. Yeah.
The point is like, I feel like, because it's crazy, and without saying too much, I'm gonna put it this way: there was some family drama, and it's all done now, which is ironic to me, because I'm like, this always happens. Something pops up on Thanksgiving, everything's fine and good by Christmas. Like, everybody has that Theo or aunt. And I laugh because I'm like, seriously, for everybody, this is the time of year that people want to call each other up and, hey, remember that thing I said 12 years ago? I want to fix it. Like, this just for some reason, out of all the time of the year, we want to make things better right now. I don't know why or how, but it is.
I know because I didn't want to laugh through what you said, what you said, what you said I related to on so many levels, because I go back to what you was like, something around, when family gets together, not every family is like this, but some of them families, man, we get together, we're all of us on the roof, then either somebody uncle or somebody cousin that want to say something, get a little bit of the bubbly in them and want to start, or her, and they want to start talking. And then they was, you know what? I've been wanting to say this to you for the last 17 years, or the last 5 months, and just come on, man, we trying to cut turkey, like we're not trying to do this. No, we gonna have our little dinner now, but I want to talk to you about this, So no, it's really.
That's right when we sober. Like, come on.
So no, it's great. It's great that people around this time of year, especially given everything that's been taken and things that could be taken, that people want to, at least for a moment, think outside of themselves for a moment, and then I want to do some good, But you spoke to something I wanted to get your opinion on. When you said, which was a great quote about the monetization of every aspect of our lives, right? Are there any old customs you think that we still practice? You think that the holidays is like that old custom that we still hold on to, or has that even changed a little bit?
Well, I definitely think it's changed a lot of it, but I mean, yes. But as far as like everything else, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like compared to all the holidays or anything really, as a human race, the only thing we generally, even the oldest of us, from the kids to the old, we all kind of have hope around Christmas. I don't know why.
That's true.
But we do. Like, everything else now is just, I've always said this, we've built all of our belief systems on, like, think about like the tower of cards, like the playing cards. You ever made a tower?
Yeah.
Think about our economy like that. We built it on such a frail system. And I say economy, but I almost want to use that word as an umbrella for everything else, but because I don't want to offend anybody.
I got you. No, you're speaking from observation and a lot of research and knowledge on the situation.
Kind of like put in a picture for you to understand.
Yeah, I know the tower of cards it's very damning, but not as an indictment towards you, but just just the way things are going now, because look what's happened this year. I mean, I don't want to.
It was enough to break some people. people, you know. I'm sure some people lost their
A
mind.
lot of
My
people.
grandmother lost her job at a
wow.
Holiday Inn Express that she worked at for 13 years of her life.
Wow.
Executive housekeeper. And like just like that, boop.
Done.
Yeah.
All those days and nights, getting up every day. When you're not 100%, you're hurting, you're sick. You know, going in and you know, of course, you know, working for however long your grandmother's shift was. I mean, it's tough, man. Then now, I think what 40 plus million people and counting
A lot of people
are now out of the jobs, might not ever get it back. And
which is why I also think this time of year is going to probably be more special for them. If not, you know, more painful. Either way, we're all going to feel something this year. It may not be good, it may not be bad, but only time will tell, you know.
That's no, you're right, you know, and I think, you know, for a lot of people, some people have probably felt this or maybe even seen this, but you're one of the very few people out there that are actually putting a lot of words behind all of this, because you speaking for a lot of people who don't have the platform to say these things. Like, you know, a lot of people are going to, at least, you know, in the coming, because we're like 2 or 3 weeks out from Christmas Day, I believe, you know, and it's not just Christmas too, you know, for those who celebrate Hanukkah or Festivus or, you know, Kwanzaa, all the holidays. This is just going to be a different feeling. And
holidays, you're supposed to be literally physically together, and a lot of us can't, and I think that's going to kill us.
Exactly, that word. Not because of time, like, oh no, I can't make it because I didn't get the flight. No, I can't.
Out of our hands.
It's like, we can't do it. I can't come see you. I can't stop by. I can't drop off presents. I can't come by for Christmas dinner or breakfast or whatever the case is. So that word becomes synonymous with sorrow a lot, and it sucks because so many people, you know, have to endure this. You know, even us. You know, and we're just the ones that giving voice to it, but. You know, we're gonna have to really pull together and lean on each other, especially going into since we're rounding the bend and going into, you know, a new year. You know, I don't know what next year's gonna bring. I just hope that I just hope that it's better than this. I hope it's been better than this, because man, it really is. You know, but I like your perspective.
It's gonna take.
Well, you know, it's gonna take, no, go ahead. It's gonna take what?
I was just gonna say it's gonna take more people like us. It's gonna take us literally getting over our crap. Getting over the differences, working together to get somewhere. I mean, humans have always came together and worked towards something. And I think,
that's true.
And I said this on previous, you know, conversations with people, there was a point of time where us as a human race, we stopped working for something. We stopped working towards something and started making things to make life more comfortable. And I think that's the biggest mistake that we ever made.
You come in. Oh man,
really, it's got to do with a lot of what's going on.
No. I love it because it's like with all these gems you're dropping. What I was saying earlier in the episode, like I don't think I want to do another episode after this. I wanted to end on this amazing conversation because the gems, like I'm gonna be a richer man at the end of all of this because I can pick out so many gems now from what you're saying. No, but you're I believe you're 100% right. I think except with us, the enclaves of us that still work towards something, I think most we can look at it, at least on our shores. We really just came out of convenience, like, you know, with the way we assess our information, the way we use said information, you know, social media. It's had a huge hand in that from the MySpace days till now. I'm old, sorry, but
oh no, I know
our phones, right? Our phones.
I remember my mom having one, and like, yeah.
Oh really? Oh man, I don't know if you ever had one, but
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, so did you ever have a situation?
I was literally 11, I think.
Wow. Did you have like a top 7 list, like a top 10 friend list? Did you have one of those, or was everyone just cool with you just, you know, having a regular friend list?
I think I didn't really pop off with like social media until like Facebook, but I had like my close friends on MySpace, like 25 people. That was it. Nice.
No, you being a streamer, right? Like, you know, because like I said, you're so well versed on so many different things and a lot of key issues, and that is incredible. Like that's why I love natural conversation, because you don't know what knowledge a person possesses until you talk to him, and you
candid.
Yeah, I love that. So when you got into streaming, so where you started to where you are now, is it because you're so comfortable with being able to just express yourself that it just made like streaming such a home run for you, or was there some like adjustment you had to make? You know, being in front of the cameras. Oh, you did? Okay.
Well, not really, because I made YouTube videos, so it was easy. It's just I think more so that I couldn't go back over stuff and like delete things. Like it was all live, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
You know, like that was probably the most aggravating thing for me to get used to is those lives. So I was like, oh well, you know. Over here messing with my hair or like a burp or something. I'm like, oh well, hey.
No, I think
I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Well, now that you reach that level of comfort, and you, like I said, you know the formula, you know how you want things done, and of course you have a great supporting community around you. One of the things about your community, and you'll come to understand this when you all like follow Allie's streams or her Twitter or her YouTube, even read her blogs. She doesn't just want her community just to be a community. She wants to enrich her community. Like when you like some of her streams aren't for gaming. Like it's not just typically gaming. There's nothing wrong with that, but she's like, you know what? Because was it correct me if I'm wrong, was it Sunday you were getting ready to present something for your stream? I think as far as like what was it? Oh man, what was it? Did you stream Sunday? You streamed Sunday, right?
Sundays are our training days.
See, there we go, so right there.
They
exactly.
Vote. I let them vote.
Okay, so real quick, like just explain like what those training streams are about on Sundays.
So it's funny because I hate to say training because I'm no pro, so I want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a teacher. I'm not certified.
I got you.
But I was already comfortable with doing that because like I don't know if you ever heard of Teachable. But you can create your own courses on there. And like if you're knowledgeable about something enough about it, like say you know how to build a car from scratch or build a PC or whatever, or build a streaming community.
Right.
You can put, lessons on there. I have actually taken the time to create lesson plans and actual lessons and things like that. So I'm already comfortable with writing and I have a blog, so I was like, why not? This is my quote. Why not? That's
why not?
Me.
Exactly.
Why not? What about everything? So that's all it is. It's just me, I let them vote. I pick a couple topics that we've talked about or that they're interested in, and they vote, and then I go do my research, and I kind of throw together a slideshow, and sometimes those slideshows are that boring of whatever. The point is the intention of them is coming from my heart and just sharing with them things that I've used that has helped me, what's not helped me, to hopefully help somebody save time and money and not make the same dumb mistakes that I've done. Actually,
right.
Excuse me. They're not dumb mistakes. They're learning experiences. Happy accident.
Bob Ross. Shout out to Bob Ross. Rest in peace. I think I co-sign everything you just said. I think when you find individuals who are in a seat of entertainment or just of influence, it really goes a long way when you give your community or fans or supporters more than just one dimension of yourself, as far, because like I said, you stream and your streams are incredibly entertaining. They're very fun, very inclusive and fun community to be there. You guys gotta go check it out. You really do. But also, you don't mind switching the script up a little bit and and actually providing knowledge and saying, hey, the success that I've gained from my own either people showing me or me learning just through trial and error. I want to help pave the way for because you never know, someone in your community out there may want to be a streamer, or they may want to do a blog, or maybe they don't know how to organize or
we've helped a lot of people reach affiliate, and that
incredible.
To me, I cried for them. I was like, gosh, that's amazing. Like, because when people like tell me they're streaming, and it just depends on how, because we all know those people that sell promo and we don't like that. But
yeah.
But like, just even today, I'm gonna use this as an example because this was a beautiful thing, and
sure. If
reassured me. Oh yeah, this was like a reassurance that I know I'm doing it right. Okay. There was a new person right? And you get so comfortable with your community. So you just, they caught me in a moment of being comfortable. And they were like, hey, how's it going? I'm new here. And I was like, oh, like, I'm doing my intro, whatever. But like, we were already joking or laughing about something or whatever. And it was so funny because we started using the new commands that I put in. And some of them can be a little,
Yeah. It's not, for adults.
But they're right. But they're funny. And like, this guy was like, oh my God, like it didn't even take 5 minutes to them follow or like be there. They were like, drop the follow, boom. And he was like, I love this. He's like, you guys are funny, like, because he saw everyone interacting with each other. And like, he's like, man, I'm at work, like I'm on break, I don't want to leave. I love that.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And
I think what was it he said? Oh, he was like, I gotta get ready for work, but I'm gonna try to stream for a little bit. I think that's what he said. And it was the way he said it. It wasn't like I'm self-promoting. It was like, I'm doing this. And I was like, oh, you stream? Word up. I gave him the shout out. I dropped him a follow. And then I think we ended up rating. So I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm all about helping people. And I pride myself on that. The community is we help each other out, We do.
That's great. No, that's great. Every brick can build one brick. When built with others, can build a house. And I love that sort of. I love that sort of mindset. I love what you do. I mean, I respect the hell out of it. And you.
Hey, you too, man.
It's not about me, but I appreciate it. But I was just excited, to work with you. Just sit down and chat with you, and learn more about you and your story, because your story it's not even nowhere near being done, but the chapters that have been written, the ones that you have been so gracious to share, with me and the listeners out there and with your church community have been very beautiful read. I truly can attest to that. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So before you get out of here, I do want to ask you just a couple of these may, I mean, given everything we talked about, but these are some random questions. So, you want to do just a quick little lightning round with me before you get out of here?
That's fine. This whole time we've been talking, I'm so chill. I'm working on stuff. You're good.
Okay. All right. So first question. So now I've asked this question to a lot of people, and it's always funny just to get their responses. So if you had to choose between, and you may not eat these foods, and it could be any two foods, but if you had to choose between French fries and Oreos being 0 calories, which one would you choose?
That's a hard question. You didn't tell me this would be so hard. No, I'll go with the Oreos because I'm sorry. It's bad enough McDonald's gave me some fries the other day without any salt. No, ma'am, I can't be messing with that.
I got you. Okay. Okay. No problem. So would you like to be able to know what's on people's minds or see into the future?
I'll be honest with you.
Please, I would expect nothing less of you. I would expect nothing less.
I'm already intuitive enough to feel people's emotions enough to basically make the assumption what they're feeling. So I'm just going to go and see into the future, because if you really pay attention to people's body language, you can already know what's on their mind.
Wow.
Remember, actions speak louder than words.
That's true. You got that acuity going on on the mental tip. Okay, I got you.
Intuitive.
I love it. Okay. So if you could have breakfast, lunch, or dinner with yourself at a very important age in your life, is there anything you would tell yourself or anything you will let your past self ask you?
I would go back to when I was honestly like 19, working as many jobs as I was working. Like if I would have known about the streaming thing back then, I probably would have put my time and effort into that versus the blog.
Okay.
Because who knows what would have happened.
Right.
But I mainly because I would want to tell myself when I was making good money, like because I was grinding so hard.
Right.
Get your stuff together. Budget, invest. Like I was wild with money and I learned the hard way, but I would love to have told myself like, girl, budget your money. Like now that I budget, it's crazy because when you want to mess around with money, like you have it, you know,
Right.
you have it. You literally have it because you've been playing broke, I like to call it.
No, that's a great term. That's a great term. That's
seriously, you lie to yourself, you know, you don't touch the money that you know you got, you know, because you set yourself up almost like you're your own parent. Like, all right, you're allotted this for this week and then this for that. Like, I've always learned, and this is something my economics teacher told me in high school. She was like, don't lie to yourself when you budget. You know, don't budget and be so tight that you don't allow yourself to have fun. Right. Because then you're gonna wall out and put yourself in a situation.
That's very true.
And that makes so much sense. I learned now.
you know what else makes sense? You know what else makes sense, Allie? You dropping your socials so people can follow you. Like that I think that makes the most sense. So I did that?
You know, that was beautiful. It was a very seamless transition.
Thank you. But no, I had so much fun. Like this was man, we'll have to do this again, you know, next season or something, you know, and like this is so much fun. Thank you so very much for sharing your knowledge and, you know, and yourself with everyone. It was incredible.
Thank you for making it comfortable.
Of course. Definitely. No, that's number one. That's number one. I want it to be fun. I want people to have a great time, you know, because it says a lot of yourself when you give your time to something or someone. So I want to make sure that people understand from start to finish, I'm very appreciative of the time that you're sharing and giving, you know, to be here. So it's a big deal to me.
Well, it is always a pleasure. You know, I appreciate you and your positivity. By the way, everyone in the Discord loves your inspirational. Yes, I've had a couple people tell me like, "Who is this liquid guy? Like, he's so positive." And I'm like, I don't know. I met him on Twitter, and he's amazing. And definitely look forward to working with him a lot more for sure.
Okay, I appreciate
you. Keep it up.
Thank you, Alliebugs. Is that what you call? Wait, did I say the wrong name? Is it Alliebugs or is it Oh my goodness!
Alliebugs, but you're good.
No. Your supporters. Like, what do you call your supporters?
Bugaroos.
There we go. That's what. Sorry, my bad. I was between that or Alliebug. I was like, nope, that's not what she calls them. Thank you, Bugaroo, whomever you are, to inquire about the positive. I really appreciate it. I just want to make sure that people, when they wake up, that they have someone that cares enough about and say, hey, you know, I just want to contribute and help you, you know, make your day better. But I know it's going to make a lot of other people's days better, though. You have the floor, Allie. Whatever social media handles you want to drop, so these individuals can follow you, and, you know, continue to get those gems you keep dropping. Go for it.
Well, I did make a link tree, so I'm gonna be posting them on my Twitter bio. So really, I'm the most active, probably on Twitter versus everything else. Which is, I don't know how to change my name on there. I don't think I can. I'd have to make a new one, I think. So it's Blogmaster LOA, like Blogmaster LOA. And yeah, my LinkedIn will be on there.
Okay.
For everything else.
I got you. I'll tell you how to change your Twitter handle when we're done recording.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No problem. So you heard it. You heard it here. Make sure to follow Allie on Twitter and all of her other. So she'll have it in the link tree, so it'll all be consolidated in one click and go. And wherever you're interested in, whether it's her Twitch streams, her YouTube channel, her blog, whatever you're interested in, it's all going to be authentic. It's 100% her. Like, she really gives her soul, her heart, and her mind to all of this. And you can tell based on the community she's built around her and the effort and the recognition she's getting in the community. Well, like I said, one of the hardest working people, and the fact that I was even able to sit down and talk to her for 50 plus minutes, that shows how much she respects, you know, what I'm doing and her time, because I know when she's done here, she has to go do a lot of other things. So please do me a solid by giving, you know, Allie some of your time and your support as well, by supporting her on her endeavors as well. So it'll mean a lot to me if you did. No problem. Well, that is it, everyone. This, like I said, this most likely going to be the final episode of this season to wrap up the year. I couldn't have ended it with such an amazing person. I had a lot of fun. Allie, I hope you did too.
Thank you. I did.
Yeah, confirmed.
We are definitely gonna do that way more.
Okay, I'm with it.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, that's awesome. See, this is so beautiful. So for listeners, thank you all so much for being with me throughout this entire journey from episode 1, where I was a nervous wreck and was like stumbling over myself, to where we are now.
Progress is progress.
It is, right? So I think this is like episode 25, I believe. 25.
Wow.
25 visits you come. Thank you. Kudos. 25 visits you came on and you sat with me from pushing towards your dreams to giving in charity and so much more. I look forward to hanging out with you guys come next season. And yeah, like I always in every episode from episode 1 till now, you are only a couple of decisions away from discovering your purpose and maximizing your potential. Until next time, thank you. Until next time we meet, you all take care of yourselves, hold on to one another, and I'll see you next time. Hey, what's going on, y'all? How's it going? This is Liquid in present day. So with that being the case, let me start by saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, wherever you are out in the world. Wow, what a year 2020 was. Seriously, it has been so many things. However, I do want to say thank you so very much for helping me get to this point in what was just an idea not too long ago. 24, not 25, correcting my past self. It was 24 episodes of this podcast. You know, what a season of amazing things, with sharing it with you all, such amazing people all over the world. Thank you so very much for your support, your time, the collaborators for their stories, everyone who's contributed to the success of this podcast. I am so fortunate. I'm so very blessed to have supporters like yourself. Yes, you, who've helped me along the way. And I'm so excited for what the future holds. So this episode was supposed to come out a few weeks ago, but a lot of things happened. Some of you are familiar with it, you know, if you're on social media. A lot of things have happened, so I had to make another episode to enlighten some people on some things. And then the holidays happened, and then I just got caught up with everything. So I just want to say thank you all so very much for being patient with me, getting this episode out. And yes, this is the season finale. I'm not going to go back on my word. I'm going to take a quick break and just recharge so I can come back and bring you all another season of awesome episodes for season 2. That's right, there is going to be a season 2. Thank you all so very much for this. So just stay tuned for what season 2 has in store. Going to be dropping some snippets here and there on Twitter and my other social media. So it's going to be a great time. So I hope that this year is better to you all than last year was. Remember, you're only a few decisions away from discovering your purpose and maximizing your potential. That will never change. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to cue the outro now. You all take care. See you in season 2. Be well. All right. Pool hours are over. Don't want you catching a cramp. Tell you what, come on back for a swim soon and we can catch up on life. In the meantime, check me out on Twitter at FormlessLiquid. You can also find this podcast on Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. Just type in Liquid Wisdom Podcast and boom, you're there. Catch you later.